Hi, friends, and welcome to the Spirit, the Beyond Files.
Ready to question reality? You're in the right place.
Let's dive in. Why did that look like a weird panther face to me?
I don't know. But I was just saying, I like the whole 60s type 70s vibe.
The Rosemary Baby kind of look to it.
Yeah, and the sound and everything. That was enjoyable for me.
I'm probably going to have to take that sound out again, Rach, because of copyright infringement.
Oh.
So you'll hear a totally different sound than she's talking about.
Well, it just sounds like an old school 60s, 70s show. Spooky.
Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 33. This photo was sent to me by a viewer. They said, my friend's sister was at the Mansfield Reformatory in Ohio and took a picture in a cell. From what he tells me, there was no one else in the cell and they didn't notice till a couple days later when looking at the pictures. There is something peeking over this shoulder here. Let's zoom in. Do you see it now? Let's lighten it up a little bit. It looks like a Renaissance painting to me. Does that make sense? Follow for more creepy real photos.
It kind of looked like he had an eye patch on. It reminded me of some pirate man.
I feel like he needed dental work.
Yeah.
A pirate man with bad teeth.
Yar.
On love and admire. Aww. There you go. Cheers. To the goddess sound. Oh, to the goddess sound. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's really tequila. Yes.
Not Dolly.
Dolly.
Not Dolly, too.
That's why she's so preserved.
That is true. There's something up.
And even if they tried to say she meant to say something else, what would they say that she meant to say if she wasn't saying that?
What? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
What's that? Oh, people have been looking into glitter to see what it's made out of, and it appears it may be made out of humans? What? Yeah, there's been some investigating done, and they're finding out that glitter, they say that it's made of microplastics, but when they put it under a microscope, it has the exact same look as that of ashes of a human. Oh, goody. So people were trying to figure out who the main buyers were of glitter. So they went to the two main glitter factories and asked them, and they said, you wouldn't want to know, we're never telling you. So they investigated more, and they found out that their main buyers are morgues and crematories. Fun! More and more people are looking at ashes that they have, and they're looking under a microscope, and they are looking identical to that of what glitter looks like under a microscope. Fun!
The macabre part of me is cool. But also I'm yikes.
Now, we kind of covered this before with a girl who had a theory on this. And then again, we had another video of a gravedigger who was claiming there was nothing in the caskets. So it does make sense. But the thing that got me is, why would the funeral homes be going to the glitter manufacturers? Why would they be the number one buyers?
And if we can make use of the corpses and make them into glitter, okay. I mean, it's better than a big old wooden box filling up the ground. But I think people should have the option of permission to be make me into glitter.
Right.
Blow me around. Put me on a birthday card.
Why is it when you walk into a hospital, it doesn't feel like healing? It feels dead. It's been on my mind. Seriously though, have you ever thought about that? The walls are cold and white, the lights are harsh and artificial, and the air feels heavy. Even the food they serve, processed, low vibration, lacking life. How is that supposed to help someone truly get better? I've even had people tell me after getting out of a surgery at a hospital that they couldn't eat fruits and veggies. And they were holding a McDonald's bag. You telling me you can eat McDonald's but you can't eat fruits and veggies because it's not going to process right? That's what the doctor told him? What the hell is going on? The truth is, hospitals aren't built for cures. They're built for treatments, for repeat visits. Because a cured patient isn't profitable. It's a system, an extension of pharmaceutical companies designed to keep you independent. And when I really think about it, why do these places feel like sterile prisons instead of sanctuaries? There's no warmth, no color, no nature, just machines, paperwork, and a quiet hum that doesn't feel alive. This is what most hospital rooms look like. If I built a hospital, it would look nothing like this. Even this one being cleaner still feels dead. This right here, my hospital room would feel alive. I'm telling you, there will be vibrant plants in every room, natural sunlight pouring through wide windows, and organic fruits and vegetables served every day. The water would be healing. Hydrotherapy pools, sound frequencies like 432 hertz that are harmonic with the human body, with the earth, playing ever so softly to calm the human nervous system. This picture's back in the early 1900s. Hospitals even had rooftop sunbathing areas because they knew the power of sunlight. They understood the power of sunlight and its ability to heal. But somewhere along the line, that was abandoned. Why? Because natural elements don't generate profit. That's what it's about. And no disrespect to doctors, many of them genuinely want you to heal, but the system they're operating in wasn't built for that. It's built for revenue. See, I only want to have to go to the hospital if it's dire. Like, I do not want to go to the hospital. It's got to be an emergency. Like, I need my arm or leg amputated, some surgery, something. But other than that, I'm trying to get the herbs to heal. I'm trying to get the sunlight. I want it to be natural, baby. So what would happen if we reimagine hospitals as true healing spaces? Not just places to treat symptoms, but a place to restore the mind, body, and spirit. That's the vision I see.
I straight up have never walked into a hospital and felt feeling. Like I instantly walk in, it's like death.
Clinical death.
Yes.
Why did they strip the sheets that they used to use, which were linen? And what do they use now? Everything's like synthetic poly rayon fiber.
And even when I was a child and I'd go into the doctor's office, it felt more healing. It had a more comfortable feel in the doctor's office. And now going to a functional doctor, my functional doctor's office feels like healing. It feels like comfort. Hospitals and modern day medical facilities, nah, no.
I think you don't get any rest in the hospital either. Do you ever
No.
notice that? It's like they won't allow you to sleep with the fluorescent lights above your head,
And they check on you every 2 hours.
and they've got some contraption blowing up on your arm, taking your blood pressure every few minutes. It's like,
The beeping, and everything.
oh man, it's a lot.
It's maddening.
I would take that Zen hospital any day with plants and wood tones and natural colors because, man, that just seemed heavenly to rest in.
We are currently living in the shadows of a much larger realm. Look at the comparisons here. The mushroom. Look at the person here. Now, if you think that this is just a coincidental rock formation, then you are a perfect little slave. The evidence of an enchanted, magical, massive forest is all around us. You just need the eyes to see. I say it all the time. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. It is all around you. This has been spoken about in religious texts across all of our cultures, been depicted by our ancient ancestors. They talked about stories with the giants, the Nephilim, dragons, all sorts of mystical creatures. Look at this. The evidence is right in front of your face, guys. This realm used to be massive. It used to be beautiful. The tree of life at the center, the magnetic center of our stationary Earth, cut down by our predecessors. Our history is far from what most people think, and it is definitely not even close to what we have been told. The real answers to everything lie within us. Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more hidden truth. Peace and love.
I've never thought about this. In fact, I've never seen this before.
I was just having a conversation about it yesterday that's what we had. We had giant mushrooms on the earth.
How random.
was walking along this trail. I just heard the creepiest shit. I don't even know. Did you guys hear that? There's nobody out here. I keep hearing somebody. Hold on.
As she moved through the trees, she heard a voice calling for help, repeatedly, sounding desperate for help.
There's no way, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The voice grew louder until fear overtook her, and she fled from the woods as fast as she could.
Now, I know somebody personally who took a walk in the woods and they heard that. They heard someone say, like, hey, help me. And they told me that something just wasn't right. Like, it didn't sound like a human, like it was something trying to be a human voice.
But what if it is really someone that needs help?
It's just like, no,
Just
no,
leave
devil. And they're like, damn it, I just needed some help.
Like he could have fallen and sprained his ankle or
I got
something.
a snake bite.
I used to do house calls in the hills of the Appalachian Mountains, primarily for people that lived like off the grid. They didn't have telephones, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no GPS. You use a map, you use the compass. And the company that I worked for doesn't exist anymore. I don't work for that company anymore. But all of the stories I have are very interesting. Based on true stories. Of course, I have to change some things because of anonymity, but when people say that there are strange things in the Appalachian Mountains, I didn't believe it until I actually worked in the Appalachian Mountains. Here's one of those events, for example. I was en route to a patient's home, and as I said, I have a lot of patients that are off the grid, or they live in very rural communities. So I'm driving down a road, and I make a hard turn onto like a side street, I suppose you would say. And there's a single car length bridge. This is important. And I go about 5 minutes past that bridge, and it takes me to another small road where there's a house. Okay, so obviously it didn't take me very long off of the main gravel road to get to this person's house. And like I said, I don't have a GPS, so I really have to pay attention to where I'm going, and how long I've been on this road, and like landmarks, so that I can find my way back. It's the middle of the afternoon, and when I arrive on the property, there's a barn straight ahead at the end of like this drive, and then the house is far set to like the left, and there's like a field in front of the house, right? But it looked like I was supposed to park in front of the barn. That's where the gravel thing ended, so I figured I'd park here and I'll walk to the house. I don't see any other houses around or anything, but I hear that there's people around because I hear like kids playing. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. You know, it's a beautiful day outside. I heard someone call out to me. They said, hello. And I, am still getting stuff out of my car. And I say, hello, I'll be there. Just, give me 1 second. I'm getting my things out of the car. And then I turn and there's like a car that looks like it's been parked there for a while. And I know this because there's like weeds and brush growing up around it. And there's a gentleman that's walking out from behind the car. Looks like he was tinkering on it or something. He was wearing like denim overalls. No shirt underneath. Nothing particularly interesting about this guy. And so I turned around and started heading to the house, and I don't see anyone, so I thought they must have said hello and then gone back inside. I don't know, maybe they're getting their medications ready, getting their paperwork ready for us to review it when I get in. And I knocked on the door, and the person comes and collects me. And she said, oh, I didn't see that you had arrived. You're a bit early. And I said, oh, am I? Sorry, thought I heard you call out to me. And she said no. And I was like, okay, fluke, whatever. So we're doing the visit, and we're almost done with the visit. It's still early afternoon. And I get to asking this person, I always ask, who do you live with? And she had said, oh, I live alone, and I own like 100 and some acres. And I was like, oh, so like nobody else lives on the property with you? And she says no. And I said, well, I thought I heard kids playing outside, and I saw a man doing something with that car out there. Does he work for you? And she looked at me and she said, it's out there. And I was like, the car? Yeah, it's out there. It's at this moment I realized that I don't think we're talking about the car. And she goes, you have to go. I'm like, I have to go. I'm like, you know, pardon me, but I'm not quite done yet. And she said, it's going to rain. And if it rains and that pass that you came through, that dirt road gets wet, you won't be able to leave. And I'm like, it's not going to rain. Like, it's a clear sky outside. She says, I'll fix you a sandwich. Things are happening quickly. Like, it's kind of bizarre. We go from having a nice visit and talking to, you need to leave now. And I'm still confused as hell because she's telling me that she lives on a property where no one else is. And I just literally heard people outside and saw a guy on her property. So like, I'm not understanding what's going on. She's consistently saying like, you have to leave. It's going to rain. You're going to get stuck. You won't be able to leave. Okay. So she hands me a bag. She says there's a sandwich in it. It's like a mesh bag that you keep like potatoes or onions in. She just threw like a baggie in there. She said it was a sandwich. So I'm talking to her while she's making the sandwich, and she's telling me that I need to go get back on the road. And I turn, and it's dark outside. And I don't mean storm cloud dark outside. I mean it's dark outside. It's the middle of the afternoon. And she hastily, I'd say hastily, walks me to the door from which I have come, opens the door, says goodbye, practically pushes me out and closes the door. Now I'm standing in the middle of the afternoon. That was a sunny afternoon on this person's porch in the pitch black with a sandwich. I still don't quite understand the sandwich. What do you want me to do? You want me to bargain with Paranormal Patrick out here for my life? Exchange a sandwich for the skin that he wants to take off and wear like a glove? Not gonna lie, I'm tweaking out a little bit. I'm like, what is going on? Everything was fine. So, like I said, I have been in interesting situations before. I have no Wi-Fi. I cannot call anybody. My car is parked, remember, across the field next to the barn, past several cars that are parked on this property that I just saw someone walking by, and I see nobody now. So I do what anybody would do. I pretend that I'm walking on a target. I am unbothered. I keep a steady pace. I do not stop. I keep my head straight ahead to my car. And I can tell you clear as day, there is somebody walking. There's somebody walking parallel to me. And you could, like, I could feel it. Like, I could feel somebody looking at me. Give me goosebumps. I don't know if you can see the goosebumps, but like I can still, oh yeah, you can. I can still remember like somebody's in this field with me. And how the hell is it this dark outside? I'm not gonna lie, I dropped the sandwich. I'm like, I don't care. I'm done. It gets quiet. From the point that I'm walking from the field to my car, it is quiet. No crickets, no frogs, no nothing. But you know what I can hear? The sound of jeans. The sound that denim makes when someone's walking. At this point, I'm like, don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Just keep walking like you're walking out of Target. Get to your car and leave. I get to my car. I get back on the road. I start driving. And I'm waiting to see this bridge that I came in on. Because remember, I told you I make note of landmarks. I know how long I've driven on this road because I need to get back to the main road, which means I need to remember how I've come. I'm driving on this road in the dark for like 20 minutes. And there is no main road in sight. And this is the only road that enters this property. Like, that, I couldn't have made a wrong turn. I'm driving down the road. Eventually, I get to like this, I wouldn't say brick. It's like this stone underpass bridge thing. I drive under it. It's maybe a little tunnel. I drive under it. It's pitch black on the inside. I get to the other side. It's daytime. And I'm sitting in my car like shaking, trying to make sense of this. Like, how is this possible? Like, weather does not explain it. She's like, it's going to rain. There was no rain, okay? That wasn't clouds. That was night, okay? That was night. That was pitch black, middle of the day. I've encountered some strange things on this job, but I can tell you that really felt like being hunted. That was an interesting feeling. And to this day, I still don't understand the sandwich. I don't understand why she was so insistent on making me leave with this sandwich. But it didn't come with me. I dropped it on the way to the car. I was like, absolutely not. This is just too weird. This whole thing is so weird. Now, like I said, I worked this area for quite some time. I kind of knew my way around. I kind of knew what roads were shooting off the main gravel road. I could find my way to different side streets, if you will. And this was the first time I had seen this patient. It was the first time I had been off this road with the bridge. And I actually went back that way to drive past it to see another patient again. And I could not, for the life of me, find this road. It's like it wasn't there. There was like a rock formation, like a part of the mountain that you would drive, you would turn around, and then it would give way to this little road that I got on. And I passed over this bridge and made it to this woman's property. And I never saw that road again. I know you probably think I'm absolutely crazy, but I never saw that road again. The Appalachian Mountains are not for the weak, y'all. I mean, I can't explain it. I know it's kind of an odd story. It's kind of anticlimactic. Nothing happened. But, like, I can't explain it. If you live in the Appalachian Mountains, have you ever heard of something like this happening before? Like, I know it sounds silly, but what do you mean the road's not there?
Glitch in the Matrix? Phantom house? what is that?
That is such a fun tale, though.
Appalachia.
Wow.
You guys that live in the Appalachians, you are the real American heroes.
You have to be bred differently to be living up there. There's a code. There's a way.
There's a way.
There's a way.
The way of the Appalachia.
Yeah.
Are we saying that right? No, they say Appalachia.
Appalachia.
Tomato, tomato.
Appalachian.
Yeah. Maybe us New Englanders, New Yorkers, Northerners say Appalachia.
The spooky ass mountain area.
We salute you. Just want to say thanks to all our viewers, all our subscribers, and anyone that's new to our channel. If you like what you see, could you help us out by hitting the like button, the subscribe, and the little notification icon? That way you know anytime we drop a new video. Also, if you're new here, welcome.
Could be cats, because they make a lot of funky noises, especially when they fight.
That's true. Comments said wolves, elk. It kind of looked a little residential, though, for elk and wolves. Foxes, they sound like women screaming. Didn't sound like a fox to me.
Or it could be a good old-fashioned banshee.
Could be. Or just someone outside messing around.
Yeah, just the old drunkard of the town.
Pareciera una foto normal, pero guarda una abominable presencia. Te voy a ayudar a verla. Vicente Ponce envía esta imagen que fue tomada hace 3 años en la colonia Moctezuma, segunda sección, delegación Venustiano Carranza de la Ciudad de México. Asegura que en ese lugar se sentía una energía pesada y mucho frío. Su familia se enfermaba seguido de la garganta y, casualidad o no, después de retirar el espejo, ya no era tan común que se enfermaran. Y es que después de ver esta fotografía, tomada en una reunión familiar, inmediatamente fueron a tapar el espejo con una sábana blanca.
Why does she strikingly resemble, was it Regan or Reagan from The Exorcist?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Sorry if you're watching this before bed, because it might haunt your dreams. Sorry, not sorry. Maybe it'll spice it up a little bit.
Apparently, Harry Potter is so demonic that when exorcists go to Rome to study being an exorcist, there is a step included specifically for the demonology of Harry Potter. I was listening to a podcast of someone interviewing an exorcist and basically asking him like, hey, like, what happened for you to become an exorcist and what were the steps? And he said, okay, well, once I witnessed my first exorcism, they sent me to Rome, and there are different steps. I had to learn about demonology. I had to learn about how to conquer a demon, and then I had to learn about how to deal with Harry Potter and its demonology. And maybe I'm like, what did he say? Interviewer was like, wait, you guys have like a whole lesson on Harry Potter? He was like, yeah, it's 2 weeks long from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and we learn about the demonology in it. And I had to look this up. I'm like, ain't no way they believe that Harry Potter is demonic. Mind you, I don't remember Harry Potter, okay? But let's get into what they're talking about. So first and foremost, I didn't know J.K. Rowling was a witch. Apparently, they're saying that she went to witch school even though she denied ever going. And this exorcist claimed that she wrote a book after she went to these schools, these witch schools, and said that the spells in Harry Potter are real spells. And they're like, oh, how do you know that? He said, because we actually went and asked witches and they fucking told us they're real spells. One of the things he used as an example was he told the audience about a woman in Spain who decided to try one of the spells for fire that is included in one of the books, and it burned her house to the ground. Exorcists are also saying that 60% of the names in the Harry Potter books are the names of actual demons who have been booted out of people. He is personally familiar with a case of possession in which the person who was possessed by 5 demons who claimed they were the spirit who inspired J.K. Rowling to write the books. There's a shit ton of more in this realm of Harry Potter demonic exorcism and how it all ties into like one big ball of what the fuck. If you guys want to know more, let me know. But like, I can't be the only one that didn't know that priests go to Rome to study witchcraft in the name of Harry Potter. Yeah.
You know, she get real when she takes the glasses off at the end.
Yeah. And you know, there was a time when that came out where they were having issues with kids with this. I mean, there was actual things happening to these kids. And, you know, they're probably running around with their little fake wands saying Leviosa, or I probably just summoned a demon just now. Sorry about that. But I did not know about the exorcist classes on Harry Potter. I didn't know J.K. Rowling was a witch. I just thought she was like a genius that channeled through this amazing fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hot take, I never really was into Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It didn't do much for me. Maybe that's why.
Ghost photos I had to wait until daylight to look at, because I'm a chicken shit. If this is somehow popping up on your FYP at night, just save it for later. Trust me. This first photo was turned in by a lady, said this was a photo from the 60s. It's her mother-in-law and her sister. And clearly a person in the back that looks like their deceased mother. Hello, mother. What you doing? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it is the 60s. This could just be shadows, but that definitely looks like their mom, who's not happy with them. Maybe they didn't wash the dishes or something. You know, if there's one thing I'm going to do when I buy an old house, it's I'm going to ask who died in it. This mother did not. She bought this house with her daughter, very, very excited. She takes a picture outside, and she thinks she sees somebody peeking out the window. She runs inside to make sure nobody's in there, and nobody was in there. It was just her and her daughter. Later, she learned that this guy, who was a murder suspect, had died in that home. And as you zoom into the picture, that definitely looks like the same guy. She said she doesn't even want to think about it, because not only did they capture this picture, but they are hearing noises. They're hearing people walking around and whispering, and good luck. In this next picture is something, every kid does. They are taking selfies. And the mom said she was taking about 20 selfies. And in 2 of the pictures, they saw this strange figure or head behind hers. And of course I zoomed in, and it's always a mistake because that looks like Freddy Krueger. Come on. This was taken at a child's birthday party, and in the back there looks like a few unwanted guests. Or at least their faces showed up. Their body couldn't be bothered. But it's almost like, remember Ghostbusters that sell ectoplasmy? That's what it reminds me of. Finally, this picture that was taken during a family reunion. That glowing guy back there was not there. He's not part of the family, and they insist that it's not a statue. If this was a Filipino family reunion and somebody saw that ghost, they'd offer him food and ask him to sing karaoke.
I liked the trail of faces, floating faces.
I thought they were animals, like maybe it was a ghost dog at first until they zoomed in and they were literal faces.
I actually have a picture that my chat GPT made me, and it has like little floating white ghost faces in it. It's what it makes me think of, and I like it.
I always had a theory that maybe ghosts are on, well, we know they're on a different plane, but
Yeah.
maybe because they're on a different plane, they're really high up in the air or lower
Yep.
on the ground because they're just not in the 3D world with us. Maybe that explains the faces on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I have to say about this?
Fake.
Fake.
Two brothers, they go hunting for elk up in Montana, split up, and one of the brothers, as he's walking towards Bugle, he runs into a sleeping grizzly bear. This grizzly bear wakes up, he's 400 pounds, and he literally attacks this man. He bites down on the top of his head, then the back of his head, and he's just attacking him. He ends up knocking him over. He leaves for a minute, and then comes back, grabs his right leg, bites a big chunk out of it, and literally, the guy said, tosses him 5 to 10 feet away. And this man just incoherent, trying to just fight for his life. And the grizzly bear comes back, and right before the grizzly bear attacks him, this man remembers an article that his grandmother shared with him years and years ago about how bad big animals' gag reflexes are. So in an effort to save his own life, this grizzly bear is coming at him, opens his mouth, and he takes his entire right arm and sticks it down the throat of the grizzly bear and ends up gagging the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear kind of pauses and freaks out and literally runs away. This man saved his own life by shoving his entire right arm down the throat of a 400-pound male grizzly.
In case you need to know, now you know.
Yep.
The more you know.
Gag him.
Gag him. Just like you punch a shark in the nose. You gag the grizzly.
Gag the grizzly.
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy next to him just reaches up and grabs a harness that's right on his hip.
I gotta pause it real quick. I'm gonna pause it because the funniest part to me, well, there's several funny parts by the way, but the lady in the background with the hair, it's like, did someone not think that like we gotta make her hair look like that, right? It's gotta be standing up. Dude, it's hard as a rock.
Oh,
You know, it's like we must be in space. Look at her hair. Like obviously there's this thing called hairspray because this guy doing a backflip and
Gravity just gravity goes away. They must have found a pocket.
gravity goes away and he fell.
Yeah.
Or he got caught up in that harness he's wearing. Here comes the Loma Senior.
Yeah.
In the background. Holy hell.
And it's obviously
There's an
a
arrow.
guy filming with a green tennis ball in front of a blue screen.
Right. Clearly, I mean, it's not even.
And then here's a clip of what they turned it
Here's
into.
his water particle. Yep. Wow.
This guy just disappears like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Hey, I gotta go. Yeah, we got back there another green screen.
And this guy,
The ones that are doing the, he's hanging his shirt, like you can see, like
it's not even
you can
good.
clearly see the artist. It's like if you take your hands right now and you grab your shirt and you just pull out.
Yeah.
Like it's. This one's my favorite right
The
here.
green
The guy goes to reach for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a dude.
But what's their thing at the end? I think this guy's always in it, man. He's the biggest clown. Yeah.
He's the worst. Like they gotta be like, hey Bob, we gotta get you out of here. You're blind.
Look at this.
Let me reach up there. Oh wait, oh come on.
Here, I'll pause it real quick. I'll pause it real quick. So
we have to. We gotta expand.
So I imagine this guy in the green that's doing this flip, like when they're practicing, like, oh, this guy's got shit, man. He nails every flip, and you can never tell, right? So he's like the practice king of flips. But then whenever they go to film it, he gets nervous and he spoofs it up and grabs harness because he is big, low
He's right
yeah, terrible, man. So can you see hurricanes from space? Yes, you can. In fact, as we've been talking up here, you can see the whole hurricane, and that's pretty neat to be able to see it. You can see the eye and how it's forming. But one of the things that's interesting about up here, when you see that whole hurricane, you're pretty amazed and you start taking pictures and all of that of it, but then you forget that...
Yeah, you forget that you're actually not in a weightless environment. You're actually in a TV studio because you've just dropped the ball, giving the game away, showing definite direction, up and a down, proving that you're not in a weightless environment. If that wasn't bad enough, me old mate, you doing that has exposed your Astrodame colleagues here for the frauds that they are. Their natural reaction was to grab or try and catch the ball. But of course, them forgetting for a split second that they're all on harnesses. They can't go anywhere. Our mate had the best effort far left. He got about 2 feet away and realised he can't go any further because his harness had kicked in. And the girl in the middle stopped the other two from entertaining the pantomime because she knew. What a terrible day at the pantomime stage. Let's see it again. The globe destroying the International Space Station itself and highlighting a bunch of clowns on harnesses. We love it.
So can you see hurricanes from space? Yes, you can. In fact, as we've been talking up here, you can see the whole hurricane, and that's pretty neat to be able to see it. You can see the eye and how it's forming. But one of the things that's interesting about up here, when you see that whole hurricane, you're pretty amazed and you start taking...
Oops. Look at Victor's face there, seeing that drop. Look at them. Look at the faces here. Oops.
Pictures and all of that of it.
Look at our mate far left. He's like, I'll be the hero here, but he doesn't realise. Boing. He's got to go back now. He's reached the limit of his harness. Boing.
But then you forget that there are...
So not only here has the globe destroyed itself, it's destroyed the International Space Station and highlighted harness-loving Astrodames for being the clowns that they are. I love it.
The International Fake Station.
Fake.
You can't change our mind on this one.
No. Thanks everyone for stopping by and hanging out with us as we share with you the newest strange and unusual content. If you all would like to support us a little bit more so we can give you more, check out our coffee. Anything is appreciated. And also, if you have any strange, unusual content of your own that you would love to share with us and have us debut it on here, we'd love to see it. Just send it to thespiritpod@gmail.com. Ears ringing like a mofo right now, so Spirit's here, and you are watching To the Spirit Beyond Files, folks. Until next time.